But when they leave the environment at 16, a lot of different things happen. Practically, they usually go in one of four main directions from here. They head off to further education, sixth form colleges in Exeter or Plymouth or South Devon, out at Paynton, or in Totnes. On those courses, those who are more academically inclined can go straight onto AS and A-level courses. Some go straight onto the IB, International Baccalaureate. Those who are more vocationally inclined, or those who do the art courses, tend to head towards Plymouth and South Devon. And our local sixth form college in Totnes is expanding the range of what is offered to our school leavers. So that's what happens on a practical level. On a deeper level, what happens to the students when they leave here is very variable. Some initially feel a sense of stepping into the bigger arena, the bigger world. Many will have been here from the age of 3 to 16, and they'll have a fantastic sense of community and belonging. But it's quite natural that a 16-year-old is also itching to experience something bigger and more expansive. So hopefully they leave here with a real appetite for what's out there and engage with real vigour and enthusiasm. But to be honest, some also have a feeling of a certain disappointment at what they meet. And they realise that what they've been given and what they've got doesn't always find echo and reflection in how the world is. And that hopefully that leads them to want to change the world and make it a better place. And many students do come back after a very short time, no matter how eagerly they've left, to visit plays and festivals and open days. And there's a real sense of belonging that stays with them wherever they go in the world. This particular school is unique, first of all, because of its place in the landscape. You only have to look at from the top of the hill as you approach the school to see that the school is embedded in a beautiful, lush, Devon, rural landscape. But it's also a landscape, like most farming landscapes in Europe perhaps, which is in crisis in a way. So we have to acknowledge our place in the countryside. We have to acknowledge the fact that agriculture is integral to the area, but we also have to acknowledge that the world is a changing place. So we have the gardens, we have the outdoor classroom that I've referred to, we have a lot of chemistry, physics, science lessons which take place outside. We have the sheep and the pigs and the chickens. But we have a lively ongoing debate about the ethics of having animals, the ethics and the future of sustainable agriculture, how we fit economically into the landscape and into the area. So on the one hand, the school is unique because it's in the middle of the countryside and has incorporated its place into the curriculum. But the school also has a responsibility to look at the global issues related to modern agriculture. Something else that makes the school unique is the relationship between the parents and the school. But whilst parents undoubtedly, without exception, defer to the teachers and the education impulse that's coming from Steiner education, they themselves have a huge amount to bring. It was parents who initially founded the school. And in a sense, in the very early stage, they handed the school over to the teachers. And the parents are as close to the children as the teachers are. And it's in the way that you have to read what the child needs. The teachers are constantly trying to read to the children. Well, who better to read the children than the parents? So we have to listen to what's living out there, and we also have to enter into dialogue and debate with the parents as to what's best and what's needed for these young people to survive and thrive in an unpredictable future. It's a lovely expression, but I'd like to just illustrate it with a practical example and experience based on an ex-student. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing some of this. He's a cosmologist and astronomer. He works at Heidelberg University. He's a research fellow at Heidelberg. When he was studying maths at school, doing GCSE maths, he noticed an anomaly in one of the GCSE maths questions. I would say, having had a Steiner education, he couldn't bring himself to answer the question. He had to write a critique of the question, which he very bravely did. and he submitted his critique of the question rather than an answer. I'm glad to say he passed his exam, he got an A star, he got a commendation. So there's no doubting that the head was engaged there. But when he came back to visit the school a few years ago, what he wanted to see more than anything else was the hedge that he had laid with billhook and mattock and axe. He learnt hedge laying as a practical skill using the upper school. So here you have this high-flying research cosmologist from Heidelberg University who helped lay the hedge behind the kindergarten. And there for me is somebody, let's hope, one of many, many, many who the school has produced, who is more integrated than certainly my generation was, or those who had an education like the one I had, who can combine head, heart and hands in the way that they relate to the world. They're so woven into the fabric of our work, right from the very beginning. Children in kindergarten are making things when they're in school. Children carry on making things and drawing them, painting them, and modelling them on a daily basis, and it is indeed true that we take that for granted. Creativity is so much part of our work that when we present ourselves and sell ourselves to the outside world, we often forget to proclaim that that's something that we're very strong at. Very, very vibrant. The vibrancy and the colour, the intensity, the aesthetics that you meet when you come to the Steiner School are not just the brilliant, talented artists, but people who obviously enjoyed doing what they've done. It's not about producing good artists, it's about producing people who can in some way, shape or form that's relevant to them, take something and transform it. And if they can do it artistically, dramatically, musically, interpersonally, intrapersonally, on whatever stage they choose in life, they've got to take what comes to them and transform it and make it their own. And that's really what the school is about.